ago, I was just a normal person that just wanted to live life and not worry about anything. I belong to the most richest family in the world. My family name is the HELLSING family. My father is the king of the capital city of Wessex. And yes, I'm a prince, and it's my 23rd birthday today. But this day became the most and the worst day of my life. The king of Northumbria ambushed the kingdom without anyone noticing. We tried to retaliate, but it was already too late. We was overtaken by their forces. I tried my best to fight back, but I was completely outnumbered. And so was my father. I had to watch when my father was killed in front of me. I just stood there frozen, not being able to do anything, like some helpless child. The king of Northumbria just sat his fat ass down as he watched as these men beat me half to death, as I'm forced to watch as they take full advantage of my mother and younger sister, beating them both while having their way with them. Tears ran down my face as this man would take my sister and my mother's life. She pleaded for their lives as she begged him to stop, but they would just kill them both. That same day, they took everything we had, our kingdom, our riches, and our lives. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that they left me alive. While they was escorting me from the capital, they would take me to the darkest parts of the forest where nobody else goes. Rumor says that a monster lives in that darkness, part of the forest. But that's just what parents tell their children to scare them. While I wasn't so lucky, 'cause these assholes left me in that forest to die. Now you know part of the story, but what you don't know is what's about to happen in this part of this story. And when I tell you that it is about to go down, I mean it's about to go down. 6 hours later, due to the capital being taken over, and I would finally awaken, not being able to see anything from my left side. But I still could see, even though it was nightfall. I would finally make my way up the hill in the dark forest, and I was able to see a cave, so I would head inside while trying to keep myself warm. Once inside, I would make a fire and lay next to it as my body ache in pain as I fall heavily to sleep. I would hear something as my right eye closed. Hours later, I would wake up tied upside down, not knowing how I even got here. I would try to look around, but it was too dark. But then, I would hear that same sound once again. At this moment, I knew I was going to die, until I heard a voice speak out. I can feel your fear. I can smell your blood flowing through your veins. Oh, the anger. Yes, you seek revenge, don't you? Hearing his voice brought fear into my heart, leading me to be scared. But he knew that. So the only thing I could do is say, yes, I do want revenge on the bastards that killed my family and took everything from me. Not being able to see him, but I can feel him circling around me as he says, yes, maybe, you are the one to set me free from this eternity. Telling humans what is your desire. I want my revenge and the power to get it. I could hear him laughing as he would say, Perfect. I shall give you everything. To get your revenge. What do you say? And I had no choice but to say, yes. Help me. Give me your power if you have it. And at that moment my life changed forever. He would cut me down. As I fall to the ground, I slowly got up. He would say, follow me before I change my mind. So I would follow him. He would take me to a secret room within the cave. The light was so bright, it's like I was being pulled somewhere else. The room was something I'd never seen before. I would ask him, where are we, and what is this place? He would look at me and not say anything. He would grab a skull head and would break it, then cutting his wrist as blood pours in it. He would look at me and say, I've been alive since the dawn of time, hoping to find someone to take my place in this world. But all was talk, couldn't handle my blood, so they turned to ash. If this is what you want, then drink my blood and all my power will be yours. I didn't hesitate, so I took the skull and drank his blood. But then I started to feel weird as my body from within was on fire, like I couldn't breathe or catch my breath. Something was happening to me, but I didn't know what. Until I felt my body change into something powerful. I blanked out after that, then woke up on some kind of table as I see him looking at me smiling, saying, yes, it worked with you. Finally someone who's worthy of my power to be the first vampire in the world. And you are very powerful than I expected, more powerful than me. Your whole look has changed as well, and I love it now. How do you feel? All I could say was, I feel like, hey, God. As he looked at me as my eyes glowed red, I would feel that I wasn't myself anymore. I would feel like a monster, but still the same person that I was. But I had to be that monster instead of a weak human. He would then walk up to me saying, what is your name? It's Evan. No, that person is dead now. What is your real name? I would close my eyes and say, I'm ALUCARD. But my enemies, who
Dracula. I love it. ALUCARD HELLSING. I shall keep your family's last name. Rebuild what was lost. I will give you this one last gift.
Then hand me something else to drink and say,
Drink this.
So I did. Then I would ask him, what is your name? He will respond,
Mortrigan. Now sleep well, my son. I will see you in the new world.
And after that day, like I said, my whole life would change. Whatever he gave me put me to sleep for 2,023 years. I would slowly awaken in the darkness. It would feel like I was trapped in a small space until I heard voices, not having any control of my body. I went back to sleep, but still can hear the voices as they speak. Man, we're going to be rich with this crazy ass discovery. Yes, sir. We are now. Let's get this thing loaded in the truck so we don't want to keep our buyers waiting. Still in a deep sleep, I can hear loud noises I never heard before, ringing in my ear. So much pain and so much noise. What is it? So many voices in my head, and this hunger that I am starting to feel. I can feel so many pulses beating. I can feel my blood boiling with a strange hunger. At that moment I awaken, but before then I can hear more voices speaking out. We'll start the bidding at 300,000. Do I have a 300,000? 300,001. I have a 300,001. Do I have anything higher than a 300,001? 1 million. I have 1 million, which is going to be a automatically deal, going once, going twice, and sold to the weird dressed man. As I can hear what's going on from the other side, I will hear something unlocking as the other voice asks the other voice not to open the case and get off the stage. Next thing I know, I felt a warm drip liquid being poured into my mouth. The taste of it was satisfying my hunger as I feel so much alive until I open my eyes to see a weird looking man. I would ask him, who are you? And what was that you poured into my mouth, human? Everyone in the room was wondering what was going on until the man would say, My Lord ALUCARD, I am Igor, your servant. I have brought you back with my own blood. You've been in a deep sleep, and it took me a while to find you. I would then sit up to get a good look at the people around me. I would tell Igor, your blood wasn't enough to satisfy my hunger. And where am I? Igor would explain the situation to me and what is going on. I see. So the man that made me into this is missing. So what? You want me to save him after he put me in this box my whole entire life, stopping me from getting my revenge on the ones who took everything from me and killed my whole family? Fuck him. But Igor would explain the whole story to me on why my creator did what he did. He thought it would be the best thing to do if I wake up in a different time to kill the ones that killed my family and take my revenge on his descendants for everything they have. At first, I wasn't happy with the idea, but hey, why not explore a new world and kill the ones that took my life from me? So I'm going to take theirs. Igor would then hand me a case and would show me some kind of object. I would then say to him, "What is this thing?" Igor would explain, saying, "This is something that I had made for you that's out of this world, my lord. A weapon that would give you the power to become a Kamen Rider." I would just look at Igor and tell him, "I don't need it. I'm stronger without it." But Igor would whisper in my ear so the other people in the room wouldn't hear what he is about to say. "My lord, it will protect you from the sunlight and help you kill your enemies." But then I would say, "You're a goddamn liar, Igor. I can hear the way your heart beat. But fine, I'll wear it now. Tell me how to use it." Igor would then explain on saying, "Oh, thank you, my lord. I promise you'll love it. It's called the Bloodshot Driver. I coded it for your DNA only, so you are the only one that can use it. The other part that goes into the device is the blood wing. Put that part into the Bloodshot Driver, press the trigger and say, 'Henshin.'" From the looks of it, I didn't know what in the hell he meant, but I did it anyway. I would just look at the Bloodshot Driver, then I would press the button on the blood wing as the sound would say,
"Blood wing."
Then I would put the blood wing soul into the Bloodshot Driver as it would call out,
"Authorize."
As a sound would play saying, I would then aim the Bloodshot Driver to the ground and would pull the trigger, saying, "Henshin." The bullet would shoot into the ground as blood shoots from underneath the ground, covering ALUCARD in blood as it turns into his Kamen Rider suit as the driver sound says,
"Awaken the darkness that's been locked away for centuries. Bow to the king of vampires, Kamen Rider Vampiric. I am Dracula."
Igor would speak out to the people in the room as they watched the whole thing on what just happened. Igor would say, "For all of you that's in this room, I would like to introduce you to my master, Lord ALUCARD HELLSING, King of the Vampires, Kamen Rider Vampiric." My lord would put all of this together to get the ones that took everything from you. That man, his name is Jimmy White. He works for an enterprise company that's owned by the family that killed your family. Well, then he would just have to die if he is part of their army. Before I can take him out, other man busted through the doors as they got the orders to shoot at me. So they did. But the bullets would just bounce right off the suit as I said to myself, "Motherfuckers, are you out of your goddamn mind?" But I would pause for a second and look and see that I didn't have a mark on it. I would look up and say, "Igor, this suit is amazing. I think I'ma love using it." From there, I would rip everyone apart, having my fill of blood as my strength grows. You can say I was having a lot of fun until something burst from the ground, grabbing me by the legs and slamming me on the floor, causing a massive crater as shock waves flowed through the air, bursting every window around. "Well, aren't you an ugly one? This should be fun, breaking you down to size." Igor would finally say something useful. "Use the bullet shot driver finisher strike by using the reload under the bloodshot." "Thanks for the heads up, Igor. Time to end this with one shot." I would then begin to activate the reloader on the bloodshot driver as the sound would say,
"Final charge."
"Extermination, first bullet." One shot would blow a massive hole in the creature, taking half of his body. I would then finish it off. "Extermination, second to third bullet."
bloodshot impact.
The creature would then explode into billions of pieces as blood and guts splattered everywhere. Wow, this bloodshot blaster mode is amazing. Hey Igor, let's get out of here. You have a lot to tell me about being a Kamen Rider. Igor would respond, yes my lord, I would love to, as they both vanished. Now you know part of the story on how my life changed. And this is only the beginning of it. The Belmont family will all die by my hands. Until next time. To be continued. Episode 2. Vampires.
Doors would open as a man would be standing looking out a window as they look on, watching the city as the sun sets. Then the man would get some bad news from his assistant that just walked in, saying to the man looking out the window, "Sir, take a look at this footage." Then the man would just look at the footage on what happened earlier as he sees ALUCARD in his Kamen Rider suit killing a creature. As this, he would say, "Is that the only footage you have?" The assistant would respond saying yes, and that the security cameras was out on the first floor, so we don't know who that is, but whoever it is, it killed everyone on the first floor. The man wouldn't be too happy hearing this. He would only say, "Something is telling me we haven't seen the last of him. Until next time."